What's good, Brock Ashby here, guys. Today I'm bringing you another video.
Another one.
Taking on the internet. And taking on the misinformation out there. We have information on the Stairmaster, we have some fat loss, we have some ab workouts, we have people claiming how to get an ab line, we got exercises for fat loss, but we do have a positive video out there with a lady with a 1-year transformation, and I break down the importance of being patient with fat loss. Great things can happen in short amounts of time, but if you give the process of a calorie deficit some time and you be patient and just put your head down and work, amazing things can happen. So get some popcorn, please subscribe to the channel, and let's take on the internet. Let's go! April 12th, 2021, 185 pounds. Pant size 10, shirt size XL. 1 year later, 138 pounds, pant size 4, shirt size extra small or small. I absolutely love this post. I love this post because it's not saying you can lose weight in 2 days or 3 weeks or 4 weeks. It's literally a year difference. And I want this to encourage you that results take time. Results don't happen overnight. There's so many 6-week challenges or 2-week challenges or 8-week challenges, and I know because I sell them myself. There's so many of them that we think that the result that we want should only take 8 weeks maximum, and then as soon as it takes any longer than that, you get frustrated and you want to give up. Even when you're implementing the right methods, the right strategies, and putting the right principles in place, results take time. Have some patience. Control what you can control. What you eat, how much you train, how much you sleep, how much fiber you're eating, who you surround yourself with, your mindset. These are the things that you can control. It's really hard to control the timeline. Here's a transformation of mine that I achieved with my client, and this took a year and a half, but we managed to drop 45 kg, which is, I think, over 90 pounds. It might be about 100 pounds. Results take time, and to create long-term sustainable change, that takes time as well. The first thing I want to say is you don't need to put your hands on the top of your head whilst you're doing the Stairmaster. It might make it a little bit harder, but you may as well just do a normal walk. Back to the video.
The Stairmaster will transform your body, tone, and give you ABS. 3 times a week, 20 to 30.
No, it won't. If you missed that, apparently the Stairmaster will transform your body, toned, and give you abs 3 times a week, 20 to 30 minutes. No, it won't. The Stairmaster will not give you abs. I don't care if you walk on it every single day for 3 hours. It's not going to give you abs. It's going to help you burn more energy throughout the day, which can help you get into a deficit, and that calorie deficit will help you get abs if you want abs. Number one, we don't need abs, but if you do, you probably need a leaner body fat percentage than you do now if you don't currently have abs. So for the things I wish I knew at the beginning of my weight loss journey, this would definitely not be anywhere on my list. The number one thing that I wish everyone knew for their fat loss journey would be how to create a calorie deficit, because once you do that, then you're going to actually see progress with your fat loss.
For this summer, you need to be doing these 2 things. 1, do these plans.
No, you don't.
To follow me.
No, you don't. Bit of a lame video, to be honest. Look, I get it. We all want followers, we all want likes, we all want comments, we want engagement. Let's try and get follows by actually educating our audience and providing value instead of just saying, oh, this exercise is going to get your ab line, which it won't, and oh, just follow me. People will follow you if you put out enough good content. That's my theory anyway. And maybe I'm not getting 408,000 likes on my video, but maybe one day I will. You never know. Please stop doing this exercise. If you have a leg press, just do a leg press. If you don't have a leg press, then do a straddle lift. These are much better exercises than the Smith machine leg press. And the reason I don't like it is because it's very easy for your lower back to come off the ground when you're doing this exercise. This is called lumbar flexion, and this is not safe. It's like when your lower back rounds at the bottom of a back squat, or when your butt lifts off the seat when you're doing leg press. It's not good. Yes, you can try and keep your lower back on the ground as much as possible, but ultimately it's quite difficult to do when you're doing this leg press. So I wouldn't recommend this exercise. Let's look at her lower back at the bottom of every rep. Coming off the ground. Coming off the ground. Off the ground. Off the ground. Every rep, her lower back's coming off the ground. And she may not feel discomfort straight away, but it's just not a good habit to get into. There's way better exercises.
So here's a video of myself just relaxed. I'm not even flexing, but notably I have a flat stomach and I'm currently bulking. So today's topic is going to be how you can get rid of any protruding gut and ultimately attain a flat stomach in a very brief period of time. The methods by which a flat stomach is achieved are simple. The first thing you got to put into play is a habit of holding your gut in constantly throughout the day, every day. Walking, eating, it doesn't matter. Sucking in your gut is a basic component of core strengthening. Now, if you guys are restricting breathing while in this position, this is wrong, and your breathing should absolutely not be hindered in the slightest.
I smell some red flags.
It's an obvious balance, guys, that should be sustainable and that ultimately becomes habitual. The last thing is an exercise referred to as the stomach vacuum. Bodybuilders, specifically classic physique competitors, use this to quite literally shrink and tighten their waist. And they do this by exercising the transverse abdominis, which is essentially a muscle surrounding your waist. It acts almost as sort of a corset. Release every ounce of air in your lungs, pull your belly button to your spine and hold it as long as you can. And don't pass out.
It's quite painful to sit through. That is what you call bro science 101. If you don't want to gain too much body fat whilst you're on a bulk, then don't dirty bulk. Don't eat too far beyond your calorie surplus that's necessary to build muscle. If you eat more, that doesn't necessarily translate to more muscle building potential. That's just a surplus of calories, which means you're going to gain body fat. Start with a very moderate approach to muscle building. You can even start at maintenance, but a 5%, 10% calorie surplus is what most people need. The reason why people gain too much weight if they bulk is because they eat way beyond the calories that are necessary. Sucking in your stomach or doing vacuums is not going to give you a flat stomach if you eat too many calories. This is often one of the challenging parts about a muscle building process. It's staying discipline, because you're coming out of a fat loss phase, so you often want to eat more calories, and you do get more calories if you're at a maintenance or a surplus, but you usually overcompensate because you came out of the calorie deficit and you want to eat a lot of food. But stay disciplined in your bulking phase and you won't put on too much body fat. If you lack discipline and just eat whatever the hell you want and you eat way too much, then you're never going to maintain your lean physique whilst you're bulking. 3 exercises for fat loss or fat burning. You don't actually need to run on a treadmill to burn fat. You also don't need to do that exercise to burn fat. I'd actually prefer a step up. It's much safer than that. What is this? It's like a burpee gone wrong. You don't need to roll on your back to lose fat. You don't need to do burpees to lose fat. Guys, these Instagram posts look really cool for engagement, and rolling around your back doing a burpee may feel like you're doing more to encourage more fat loss, but that's just not the case. You don't have to do any of these exercises to burn fat. These aren't fat loss exercises. They're just ways to burn calories. Lift weights, eat in a calorie deficit, sleep adequately, eat adequate fiber. That's a really great way to burn fat. Number 1, who can actually pull that off on a treadmill? These guys are talented. These guys are clearly athletes, but I don't think most of the population in the world could actually pull that off without getting absolutely hammered off the treadmill. Number 2, who has access to that much baby oil? So there we have it, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. I know it kind of feels like it's midnight in this, but it's just pissing down outside here in Sydney. It's been absolutely horrific weather, and this is a really dark apartment, so I've got a light on over here. If it's not on, let me show you this. Check this out. If the light's not on, it just feels like it's midnight. So yeah. Anyway, I'll be back again next week with some more videos, but for now, just taking on the internet, video by video. Let's go.